Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning? Welcome to the Church in the Spirit Sunday morning service, and of course, welcome to every part of our heart. Welcome to our heart. So this morning, I'm going to speak about the river that is so wide, so long, that's so awesome, but yet scary. The river that is so wide, so long, so awesome, but yet so scary. And when I speak of that, I speak of that river that we often cross in our lives. In fact, we cross that river all the time. That river that we happen to walk into in many circumstances of our lives, in times of trouble, in times of joy. That river inside of us, that God inside of us, that joy, we sometimes often frighten us and becomes not joy, but a frightening spirit inside of us. But it's awesome, it's so big. And it depends on what's happening in our lives, whether it's frightening, whether it's big, whether it's small, or whatever it is in our lives. So how do we handle that river? How do we handle that river? Especially that river that is often frightening to us. Those things that happen in our lives that are frightening. Those things that happen in our personal lives, in our job life, that in our personal lives with our loved ones, and our mates, and those people. How do we handle that? How do we see things declining or things moving in a different way and we don't know how to handle it? How do we handle it? Do we listen, or do we just run around frazzled, trying to figure it out, not knowing that we need to sit still? But yet we just move on because we're so used to being frazzled by everything. And that's a life course for us, that we don't stop. See, when we hear that voice, and that voice said, everything will be okay. I know last week I had a little river happen. And I thought I paid attention to everything, and I thought I really paid attention. I had an overage in my bathroom before. I thought I paid attention really closely. And so I'm sitting in the nail shop, and there, I didn't pay attention. There the ringing and all this started, and in fact I looked and it said, "Marie, here, it's overflowing." And so I ran, and I can't run. So I ran, and then it's like, why this? I've been paying attention so much. I've been there. It's not that I've not been focused. I have been there. Why is this happening? And then I heard the voice say that it would be okay. Just calm down, it'll be okay. It's all fine. Because last time it was a gigantic problem. I think she paid a lot of money because she had all the walls taken down in her house and spread and everything. And so this time, I just heard Spirit say it'll be okay. And I was just said, okay, whatever happens, it'll be okay. So it did turn out really okay. So, and I said, the voice told you it would be okay. And so I just said, and so they probably wondered, where is she? I didn't run down there, but I sat in my chair and listened to Spirit. And Spirit said, it's all fine. It'll be okay. Whatever happens, it'll be okay. Because there's a lesson to learn. And so I sat there and I said to Spirit, what is the lesson now? What is the lesson? And sometimes we ask, what is the lesson? Why have another lesson? But we keep having lessons on this earth plane because that's what we're here for. This is a lesson. This is a place that we are here to learn lessons and to experience so that we can grow spiritually and we grow and we become all cumbersome with that oneness of spirit inside of us, one with that God inside of us. And so I knew that it's something that's to happen. And I said, everything happens for them, which is good. No matter what it costs me, it happens for them, which is good. And the lesson may be, some lessons are much more costly than others, but they are still good. And you maybe need to learn from those that are more costly. So that river is so wide. And all those things in that river, dumped into that river. So one day you might get this lesson, another day you might get that lesson, and one day you might get no lessons. But do you pay attention? Do you pay attention? God is present every day, not just some days. God is present every day, teaching us the road to travel. I was thinking about this book as I was preparing this lesson. This book says the name of the game and how to play it, how many years. I'll just go and share how many years you had that book before. Read that book. Good book. I read it 40 years ago, but it never not resonate for me. How do you play the game? So it is, how do you have these lessons on this earth plane? And how do you play them? How do you work with these lessons? How do you use these lessons to make you a better person, to make your lives better, to increase your being on this earth plane to the fullest, to increase your positivity to the fullest? How do you help others on this earth plane through these lessons? How do you play the game? We all have games to play on this earth plane, and lots of games. One that's like when I heard the telephone call, I'm like, oh my God, what game is it to play today? You know, think about what game is it? Who am I playing a game with? Why am I playing a game? Because, you know, there are things that set in motion. We set them in motion. But things are set in motion to help us learn and to help us gain strength and help us gain knowledge and help us to be better people on this earth planet. Each one of us are put here to be better people, to love and to share and to be better at who we are. Some of us, we don't understand that. We think that this is just a playground, fun, of making money and spending it and having whoops, lots of fun. But when you look at it, you say, what? What is it? Is it really that type of place with it? And it has that, it's cut up in pies. Spirit just says, cut up in pies. You know, how many of you understand the pie formula, where it's cut up in the pie? And so there's a pie form. We have fun there. There's a pie, you learn a lesson there. There's a pie you give out there. It's cut up in pies and things that you're supposed to gather from this earth plane. It's not all fun. It's giving back. It's giving forward. It's taking back. It's giving and receiving and thanking the universe for that which you receive. It's all that this world is a pie. Your lives is. So when you think about that, you have to think about what is it that I am to learn here in this world. Every time that something happens to you, you should think about what is it that I am to learn. What am I to share when I learn it? How do I share? How do I give back to others what I have learned? How can I be a servant to what I know? Not a servant to a God, but a servant to what I know that God is. God is. God is truth and love. That ocean is so big as you look out in Chicago Ocean. Look at the ocean is so big and it's so vast. But just think our heart is just that big and vast. If you think about it, it's just that big and vast. And we have to think about how wide it is, but we don't allow it to get there. We shut it off. We feel like that our heart should only be here. We should only give a little bit, or we should only be programmed for a little bit. We should not be programmed for a lot. We should not understand that we are gifted to give. We're gifted every day to something to give. Now you say that, well, I don't have money to give. I don't have this to give. But you're gifted to give. There are words of harmony. There are words of peace. There are words, all kinds of words we can give. There's love we can give. There's all kinds of things we can give. So don't feel that you have to give money. You have to give clothing. You have to give food. You don't have to give those things. You can give that information that will give people that peace and that love that they said in the world of. Because all the time, you may not believe it, that all the time people do not sit in the world of peace. But you know what? We have to understand when they don't sit in the world of peace. And we have to understand, what do we do when people don't sit in the world of peace? Do you try to give them peace? Or do you try to love them? Just love them. Because sometimes you can't give people peace. They have to seek the peace and they have to tap inside with the peace. You can't give them peace. So you have to make sure that you understand how peace is provided, how peace is shared. Peace is not an instrument. It's not a substance. It's an energy. Everything is energy. Everything in this universe is energy. Ever-occurring energy, moving. And so what you need to learn is, how do I keep moving that energy of love that I have? How do I keep moving that energy of love so that this ocean that I am a part of keep moving, keep sharing, and people understand that this ocean is full of love and energy. Energy. Everything is energy. And what does it require? It's in motion, right? What it requires is you to understand that everything is in motion, always in motion. In motion. And that you are in motion with your attitude, with your caring, all those things are in motion. Your thoughts, everything in motion. So you have to control all that motion, that energy. You're in control of it. You can make your world. You can change your world any day you want to. Today is your day to change your world if you want to. If it's not what you want it to be, change it right now. Just sit here. You can sit here in the middle of my talking and not hear a word I say and say to yourself, I want to change my world. And not hear a word I say, but hear the words in your voice, the voice inside of you say, I am going to change my world right now. This is important. And you can change your world. We always look for other people to change our worlds, but that it shouldn't be dependent upon other people. We are the people who change our own world. We are, each one of us. And I have learned that. I listened to that voice that day I had and it said, sit still. Don't worry. If we tell you it's going to be okay. And I heard the Spirit and I said, yep, you said it. And they always tell me it's going to be okay. And they might tell me it's going to be a little hazard that I should, not worry. I'll work through it, but may not be as pleasant as I want it to be. But they always tell me, Marrice, it's going to be okay. Even though it may not be as pleasant as you want it to be, it will be okay. Isn't that wonderful to know that you'll be okay no matter if it's not as pleasant as you want it to be? That it's still okay. You have the opportunity to change the world today, to teach those around you about how you care and what you do, how to change their world. You have the opportunity to teach children around you how to change their world. You are so gifted with the God inside of you, the God that is so powerful inside of you, not outside, but inside of you. So I say to you this morning, move it. You know how you go to the gym and you keep moving? Keep moving. Don't stop. Some of us want to stop and want somebody else to do it for us. Don't stop. Can nobody drop that fat from you? So just because nobody can drop that fat from you, nobody can drop this inadequacy from you. You have to do it yourself. So keep moving. As you keep moving health-wise, keep moving spiritually wise. God bless you.